4, 3, 2, 1, watch me. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, level up, level up.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Prim and Proper. So I'm back. Today's video I want to focus on me. Well, today's video I really want to talk about my testimony because I feel like I just jumped out speaking positive, talking about different things, but I never gave my full testimony as to how I got to this place where I wanted to change my life and how I got to a place where I really wanted to devote my life to Christ. So here it is, and I'm going to be as transparent as possible. Please do not judge me, do not be in the comments. This is where I was before. I can explain a little bit why my mindset was like that, but hey, I am no longer that way, thank God, praise God, that I am like a new creature. Because Lord, I was ratchet. Yup, I was ratchet. I was really ratchet. I was really out here doing things that I had no business doing. Going to places I had no business going. I was a complete hot mess. So yeah, I just hope you guys take from this testimony I don't have a problem with sharing my testimony because I know that someone else needs to hear this. They probably are going through this, or they probably will be going through this in the future, and my words will resonate something on the inside of them to want change and know that change is possible for them. So this is why I am not afraid to share my testimony, and I just pray that this reaches, I don't care if it just reaches one person, as long as I help change someone's life. One person, that's all it takes, one person. So, yeah. Here is my testimony. Your girl, Prim and Papa. Lord, bear with me. And y'all getting all in my business. All in my business. Like, I am not going to hold anything back. I'm going to try to let you guys know a lot. Try to summarize certain things because it's like I don't want to keep rambling on, and I don't want no 30-minute video. Okay, so it may be a part 1 and part 2. Let's see how it goes. Where should I start? So I'm gonna start with my household. Growing up, I was the only girl. I had 2 brothers, same mom, same dad, and you know, my parents are married. But it was a very dysfunctional kind of relationship. I don't want to get too much in their business or whatnot, but I grew up in a very hostile environment. So, you know, as a child, you don't understand things, but that energy is always transferred to you. So, although I was very goofy and very, like, I don't want to say happy-go-lucky, but I always loved to laugh, and I still do. But I grew a sense of like anger or like defense. Like my defense was always up, my guards were always up. So, you know, as I got older, it kind of manifested, I guess. It kind of like, as I got older, it showed more. Cause I remember when I got to middle school, it just was a lot going on. Oh, let me not skip anything. So I did not grow up in church. Let's get that clear. But I did happen to go to church for a couple of years, like from the age of, like from 4th grade to like 6th grade, I was going to a church called Christian Love Fellowship. It was a bus. A bus used to come pick us up, and when I tell you, I was like a little evangelist. I would invite everybody to church. I was on fire for God, you guys. Like, I was so excited. They used to have like little contests, and I used to win them. Like, if you know the Bible verse, I used to always win, and I was just so happy. I think it was just something to do, and of course, I learned about God, but I did not know that was going to play a part, or that was like basically a seed that was planted, because after like I was, I think 12 or 11, I had stopped going to church until maybe when I got into my late teens. Someone invited me to their church. But all those years, I think that like when you're entering into high school, especially from 13 to 18, that's your most impressionable years where you need guidance. And I think that whole time I did not go to church. So just imagine how much I was going through. So I had a little boyfriend on the church bus, but he was my boyfriend before we started going to church. Oh no, he wasn't, I lied. So we started dating, but we never did anything because at that time I was like in the 4th grade, you guys. Like it was just something to do. Like, oh yeah, he's my boyfriend. We could share candy or whatever. But I was dating this boy up until I was like grown. Like I got to middle school, this big thing happened. My father found out I was dating. Like, oh, Haitians are so crazy. So I had to change. I eventually had to change schools, and I went to Deerfield Middle. So I was, of course, angry, and I started to get into fights, and I almost got arrested, but thank God they didn't take me down. And there's just a lot of little things here and there. But when I got to high school, I feel like that's when the enemy attacked me the most. Because when I got to high school, as a freshman, I was the only virgin out of all my friends. All my friends at that time had lost their virginities, and we all had like 3rd period together, and all they would do is talk about sex. So I would be there, but I had nothing to say. I couldn't give my input. All I could do was listen, and that's why you have to be really careful who you allow, what you hear, because although I was starting to date this guy who was an upperclassman. I was a freshman and he was like a junior. I felt like I was ready, and I know I wasn't ready. I was not ready, you guys. And the reason why I felt like I was ready is because they planted a seed already, like a lustful seed of me wanting to experience what they were talking about. So yes, I went ahead and told him, oh yeah, I'm ready. And of course, he didn't think I was a virgin. I'm pretty sure he thought I was lying, because after it was done, he was like, oh, you were a virgin for real? And I was like, looking at him like, well, duh. I said I was, like, what the heck? And not long after the guy that took my virginity, he dumped me like a month later. So of course I was so hurt, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I gave you something so valuable. And we weren't even dating for that long, you guys. I promise you, I was only dating him. Our relationship only lasted like a total of 3 months. I used to be so ashamed to say that, because it's just like most girls that I know lost their virginities. They would date these guys for years, and at least they had years of time invested. I didn't even know if this person really loved me for real. Obviously he didn't love me, but I gave him something so personal and valuable, and like this is a once in a lifetime experience, and I just gave it away to this random person. Even though, yeah, we had a relationship, but it was only 3 months, like, and he quickly dumped me right after. So I was hurt, and you know, since I guess I'm the strong friend, I don't know. So since he dumped me, I didn't like walk around crying or whatever, acting like I'm sad, but I was so broken. When I tell you, I used to skip school, and like he lived close by. And at that time, he had got kicked out of school. He was a bad boy. He had got kicked out of our high school, and I would just walk by his house. Sometimes, like, I would make sure me and my friends take that route, just walking around the neighborhood and hoping that he would pass by and see me, or hoping I would like just see him. And I don't know what I wanted to say to him. I don't even know if he stopped picking up my phone calls. I think he did stop picking up my phone calls as well. So that's why I really wanted to see him. And yeah, it was just I was so sad. The certain things I used to do, like, it was not even like me. I just didn't feel like myself. I was like depressed, but I used being around my friends to cope with it, and just, you know, doing bad things. I used to skip school like at least once a week. If not once, twice. Out of a whole week, maybe I'll go maybe 2 times. Yeah, because I just was, it was just, I can't even explain it, but I just know I was, at that time, I was just so broken. Okay, fast forward a couple of months later, it was summertime. I met this guy. He was I knew of this guy because we went to elementary school together, but I didn't really know him. I just knew of him. And I met him while skipping school with my cousin. My cousin guys are supposed to be in school with us, but they like dropped out to, you know, like living that fast life, you know. So like these the guys that I was attracted to, I guess. The guys that have the cars already, that are young. At that time, I was 15 and he was 16, and he did not go to school. He was supposed to be in school, but he was not in school, and he already had a car, and he had a little money or whatever. So I liked him. We dated, and that started a whole bunch of drama because he was dating other people, and mind you, I was broken already, and I got into this other relationship which lasted like 7 years. And without a doubt, that relationship taught me a lot about myself and about what I shouldn't let fly, what I shouldn't tolerate. But all in all, that relationship helped me grow as a person. It helped me learn things about myself. It helped me learn that patterns do exist. That relationship was not only verbally abusive, but physically abusive. I almost lost my life a couple of times. I remember this person put out a gun on me, and it was something so simple. Like we got in a heated argument, but it was just me being frustrated. He was frustrated because things weren't going right for him. He was trying to leave that lifestyle alone and try to do right. But every time it was like roadblocks, and I was just like, hey, you just gotta do it, like you. And I guess the way I spoke to him, I wasn't, you know how you love somebody so much and you just say hurtful things, you just don't know how to communicate. I did not know how to communicate. We both did it, and then I would say slick stuff, and that would just tick him off like a ticking time bomb, and he would just go off on me. And then that day, I remember clear as day, we were on this on like a main street, and he put out a gun and he cocked it back, and I'm like, I looked at him and I looked at the door, and I put my hand on the door to open it, and he's like, you better not open that door or I'm gonna kill you. So I'm like, all I could think about is my mom at that time. And you could see, like, I'm smiling. It's not because I think it's funny. It's just like I overcome it. I'm not gonna cry about it anymore. It's just like I put up with so much. Like I'm just totally healed from that situation. And I still pray for that person, because I just feel like when you date someone, they could be in a different place. And like I said, I grew up in a hostile environment, and so did he. So we both had traits of being abusive, verbally and physically abusive. I'm not gonna say I was always perfect, because I used to be physically abusive because I feel like that's how we communicate. So yeah, I was in an abusive relationship, and it got so bad that I started to lose myself, you guys. I didn't even know myself to begin with, so I lost myself even more. This person, I would try to leave numerous times, because people always ask, okay, why would you stay? Why won't you just leave? Sometimes you want to leave so bad, and you actually leave. But no one understands what you're going through better than the person that is abusing you. So they will play mind games with you. I remember there was a time where I left, and he said he would kill himself. And he was I went to his house, I rushed to his house, and he wasn't home. He was like, I'm in the woods, I'm done, I'm not worth anything. And it was just like so hurtful for him to say those things about himself. And I felt like I could save him. I felt like, well, it's not that bad, I can stay with him. if I don't want him to kill himself, I don't want that blood on my hands. So that's what made me stay. And he would always say, nobody's not gonna want you like I want you. They just gonna want to have sex with you and leave. And when I did try to date other people, it kind of felt like that's what it was. Like it never lasted. So I began to believe that. So I would always go back to something that was familiar. So not only am I in this abusive relationship, but I'm out here. Like I'm doing whatever I want to do. Me and my friends are getting into fights. Like I used to fight, you guys. Like if you say something to me, I don't want to talk it out. I want to fight. I don't want to talk about it. I want to show you that I can beat you up. Ain't no talking. Because half the time when usually I don't go, one thing about it, I never went searching for a fight. If you try me, you're going to be dealt with. That was my attitude. And I had a very bad attitude. So I would just get into these fights, and some of them were because of the person I was dating, because he was talking to or messing with other girls, and they would come at me, and then I would be like, oh, well, you need to check them, and then they find themselves saying something slick to me, and I'm like, oh, you disrespecting me? And I would fight them based off of what they said to me or whatever, what reaction I gave them, whatever. So I would get into all these fights. Some of the people I did not know, and some of the people that fought me, they fought me because based off of how someone else felt. Some of them did not know me. Most of them did not know me. Some of them I never even had a conversation with, and I get into these fights with them, and it's like everybody hated me except for the people that really knew me. It's just like, it was like a bandwagon that hate me. Like people would write statuses about me on Facebook, like every day. Like say for instance, I would someone will put up a post that I know, and I'll just write a comment underneath. They will attack me under someone else's, well, they would attack me under my comment on someone else's page. Like it got so bad. Like these girls were trying to bully me. But the thing is, I can't be bullied. I knew that, oh, you gonna try to bully me? I wanna fight. Like I'm not gonna lay down. But it got so frustrating because it's just like, oh my gosh. I remember my ex-boyfriend used to drive my car, and he would be like in the hood or whatever, and these girls would come to where he's at, thinking I'm in the car, and try to bust my windows, flat my tires. And at that time I had like rims, so I had the skinny tires. I had like 22, so I had the skinny tires, and it would, you can't like just poke a knife in those thin tires. They would just try so hard to slash my tires. They would follow me to my friend's house, post up, and try to fight me. It was just so much, and to be honest with you, they had no real reason to do that, because I never had initial confrontation with them for it to be that way. Like all that hate I was getting. So that was one thing, and that was draining. And I always felt like I was misunderstood because what y'all are saying about me is not true. And it's just like when somebody new met me, they already had this preconceived notion like, oh, this is who she is. And I constantly felt like, oh, I had to explain myself. And then I was like, if you don't like me, I don't care. I didn't want to be liked by anyone. But moving forward to the relationship, how it ended was, when it finally ended, first of all, he was cheating on me. He was cheating on me with someone for years, and I just got tired of going back and forth. But hey, I was still there. Because I felt like, oh, if I leave, then she wins. I have all this time invested in him. And at this point, I'm doing better without him. Like, he added nothing to the table but drama. He dealt with a lot of insecurities, so it was like weighing down on me. So it was just a lot, and I don't think I added to his life at that time either, so to be honest. But I just didn't want to leave. So I was like, girl, you just knew, like, he never gonna leave me for you. Like, yeah, you always gonna be on the side. You're gonna always be a sideline. Like, what? But listen, let me tell y'all girls something. There is no such thing as a sideline if it lasts. That's his second girlfriend. He wants both of you. And that's basically what it was. I feel like he was out of love with me, but he didn't. Guys base their relationships base their loyalty off of time, off of how long I've been with you. They don't like to make the wrong decision. So yeah, I know, or if I stay with her, I know she's gonna be there always because I know what she comes with. I already know about her. I'm comfortable with her. But with this new one, if I leave her for her, I just don't know what I'm giving. This girl already got her own thing going on or whatnot, her own peoples or whatever. So that's basically what it was. So I was just on standby. I think he been wanted to leave me. He was out of love with me, but I was just something comfortable, and I was out of love with him. But like I said, we were both comfortable and not ready to move on. But God had other plans. The enemy did too. So this was a week before Valentine's Day. I think it was February 3rd or whatnot. That is the day I almost lost my life for I don't know how many times, but hey. And this person used to crash my cars. Like, I lost so much. I forgot to mention that. I used to crash my car. Used to break all my phones. That was ridiculous. But anyways. I almost lost my life. So one day we were arguing and I was at work. I left work to do something, and instead of going back to work, I decided to go to his house because he stopped texting me back. And in my mind, I felt like I was probably going to end up seeing that girl there, because that's what usually would happen if he wasn't answering my phone calls or whatnot. Man, before I tell this story, I remember it got so bad. I started going clubbing on South Beach or whatnot, and I would be in Dream. And if you know about Club Dream, that club was always full of celebrities. I was going crazy, and it's like something hit me. I don't know what it was. Everything in that room, in that club, just stopped. And I was just standing there, like I had an epiphany. And I was just standing there. I was like, I looked to my friend and said, oh, we gotta go. And mind you, we weren't even there for an hour. And South Beach is not a quick drive. Like, it's a hassle. And we already paid for valet. But I was like, no, we gotta go. I felt it in my, like, at that time, I didn't know what, I felt it in my spirit, but my intuition was like, no, we gotta go. I'm going to his house. So I dropped my friend off, and I went straight to his house. And long and behold, who do I see? The girl he told me he wasn't with. I see her car outside of his house, and mind you, this is at 3 in the morning. Oh, I'm sticking out. So what I did was, I think I got out of the car, and I went to his bedroom window, and I started knocking on the bedroom window. Come outside. Come outside. I'm not playing with you. You got that girl in that house? That was me, you guys. And I heard noise in the room, but after I started banging, it's like it went quiet. Like he knew it was me. Like he told her to be quiet. But I already know she's there. So I stayed. That's how crazy I was. I stayed outside in my car and I parked out. No, mind you, I left. I left to go switch cars with my cousin. To be in disguise, I guess. So then I went back to his house and I parked. And I waited outside. And I see police came. I was like, oh no, the hell, they did not call police on me. So the police came, and the police went to the door first. They spoke to whoever they were speaking to. Then the police came back to me. When I opened the door, I was like, yes. He was like, oh, you have to move. What are you doing here? The people say you're trespassing. They don't want you in front of their house. I'm like, what? At this time, I'm crying. I was like, well, I just started crying, you guys. I looked so pathetic. I was like, well, my boyfriend is in there and he's in there with another girl. I just want him to come outside and talk to me. It was 2 male officers, Caucasian, 2 white males, whatever. And they felt so bad for me that they said, okay, I'll go see if he wants to talk to you. Okay, so they went back. They spoke to him. When they came back, I'm like, okay, is he coming out? Like, I was like, what is he gonna say? So when they come back, they say, oh, he doesn't want to talk. I started to boo-hoo cry. Because at that time, like, you chose her over me. Like, what? I started to boo-hoo cry. And the officers was like, don't worry about him. You're too pretty for that. You're worth more. You could do better. If he doesn't even want to come outside and talk to you, you already got another girl in there. You could do better. Just leave him alone. I was like, yeah, okay. I went home. I went home around like 6. I think it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Went home. And I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning and I went right back to his house. And at this time, the girl's car was gone. So I knocked on the door and he opened it and he was like, oh, what? I was like, so who was here? She was here. And he was basically like, man, don't come over here with all that. So, me confronting him turned into him flipping the script and beating me mad and fighting me. So that was kind of how it went, our relationship. I would get amped up about something, confront him about something, and he would just go berserk on me. And then tell me I can't leave. That just struck a nerve. But when it was finally over, the day I was gonna lose my life, I went to his house and he opened the door, but he was like not himself. I don't know what he was dealing with. I really don't know what he was dealing with at that time. It was like, I know he's always been aggressive, but it was just something different. And I went there wanting to fight, and I'm gonna tell the honest truth. I went there like, he laid in his bed and I was like, oh, so, and I'm just antagonizing him. And then he just got, he was like, let me see your phone. And at this time I was like, I'm not giving you my phone because you just broke like 3 iPhones and I had to replace them and you did not buy me not 1 iPhone and you always breaking my stuff. That was my like motive, like, no, I'm not giving you my phone. So we're in a garage at this time and he's fighting me for trying to get my phone from me, and I like put my phone down my pants, y'all, like that, tussling for my phone. And I just remember him hitting me so hard in my face. And one thing he didn't do is hit me in my face. So when he finally did, I was just like, what the hell? He hit me in my face, and what I could remember, I was like on the floor, like in a fetal position, not curled up like a baby, and I had like covering myself because I didn't want him to get the phone that I was stuck in my crotch. And he stomped on my head numerous of times where I felt like unconscious, like I couldn't even get up. I felt like really dizzy, like I was about to lose it. He just kept stomping on my head. And I finally like kind of got up and tussled him off. Like I don't know if I hit him with something, and I just ran for the bathroom. When I got to the bathroom, I locked the door and I was trying to get out from the window, but the window was so small, like one of those small bathroom mirror windows. And I was yelling, help me, help me, help me. And I don't think no one was outside. And this was like the middle of the day. This was like maybe before 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like maybe 3 in the afternoon. And He busts down the bathroom door. He breaks the bathroom door. He takes it off the hinges. And mind you, I'm inside the tub at the window, and he grabs me down, pulls me down from the window, and starts stomping me some more while in the tub. Mind you, I can't even really get out. So I'm just kind of covering myself, and he drags me to his room, stomps on my head some more, and then picks me up and says, "I love you." And at that moment, it kind of clicked for me, like, this isn't love. Like, now this is crazy that I see this is psychotic. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So at that time, I felt like he was in a moment, so I ran to the kitchen. And I ran to the kitchen. I don't know if I ran. I think I did run to the kitchen for a night. But he ran after me. He said, "Oh, you gonna try to kill me in my own home?" And I'm in my head like, "You just try to kill me." He takes the knife, and I try to run out the door, but then he gets to the door, so I back up. Now we're like face to face, and he has this big knife in his hand. He was like, "I'm gonna kill you."